Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, I don't know if I told you guys, but I got this new microphone. See? And see when the lights are on and colors and all that stuff. That's really cool. Trippy, I know. Flashback days. Oops. I knocked it over. Anyways, I was so excited to read this, I forgot to turn it on. I read for 8 minutes or whatever like that. Talking for 8 minutes, and then I looked over and I went, oh, damn. Darn, dash, whatever. I forgot to turn it on. So now I have to start over again. So what I was saying before is, hi, welcome to Poet's Corner. I'm your host, Ben Woostenberg, and I will be reading to you today from Lord Byron's Childe Harold's Pilgrimage. Canto number 1, stanza number 24. Sorry, I had to look for it. I had to print it up big so I can read it without my glasses. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name from Scribbler or Portal to Fiction to Stories After 8. I've been running it through ChatGPT. I told them to come up with 15 different names, and I settled on that one because it's a familiar thing. People will know it. It was either that or call it BTC-TV, and I don't think that's going to work. And when I say BTC-TV, I'm supposed to say BTC-TV Channel 13 in Vancouver. I'm supposed to say that, but I don't. I keep forgetting. I don't even, I don't market myself either. That's why I'm not, I don't have a lot of people. I might have a lot compared to what some people think, but I've been here 3.5 years, and it's like still, there's only like 1,100 people. That's not a lot. And only 29 of you, because this is going out for paid, only 29 of you are paying. I've lost 3 over the Christmas holidays, but it is what it is. Christmas being a time when we all spend a lot of money. That's just how it goes. So yeah, I want to change it, and I want to make it into a tiered thing. So I have my stories after 8, which are free and will always be free. And those are the ones that are the important ones, because those are the novellas. Those are the ones that, that when I actually do get to make a book, I will be taking those stories, 3 of them, putting them into a book, calling it Trilogy. And every volume thereafter will be called Trilogy, whether they're called Trilogy 1, Trilogy 2, whatever, who knows, right? Each one will be of a different color. The first one, I think, is going to be an ebony black with gold embossed printing, Trilogy, and my name on the bottom, of course. And that's it. I don't want to have a cover picture. Don't need a picture. It's okay the way it is. And why is this thing freezing on me? Okay, as long as you can still hear me, I'll let it catch up. So, yeah, I mean, I got a lot that I want to do. I want to also start up my chat when I figure that out, and redo my Robin Hood, which is, I've got one poem 2 poems, I think, redone. But I want to illustrate it. I want to get an artist, but it's like I can't find one of those, so I'll use ChatGPT in the meantime or whatever it's called, AI, whatever. I use that for the time being until I can come up with something where where I can actually use a person. But I can't afford to pay anybody. So if you know anybody that's an artist and wants to make wants to make a splash, we can do a coffee table book, and it's going to be 350 pages, 360, 80, I don't know, but it's going to be long, and it's going to be big, like as big as my Shakespeare book, if not a little bigger, and it's going to be expensive because I'm going to sell it for about $150 to $180, something like that. It's a collector's item, and I'm thinking I'll have to go on what's that thing called? Kickstarter to try and gain some money. Because in order to do this, I want to self-publish it. And in order to do that, I need to make some money. And doing a Kickstarter is the best way to do that, I believe. But I ran it all through ChatGPT. I got 30 pages of stuff that it was telling me that this is what I should do and can do and all of that stuff like that. It will cost me approximately $25,000 to publish this book. And if I publish it, it's only 500 copies. So that makes it a really valuable book in the long run. Like, if you get a copy of that, that's a valuable book. Like, like having a copy of Paradise Lost when it first came out. Self-published books, and Childe Harold was self-published. That kind of thing. But if I could sell it for, 160, 180, whatever it is, and then make like, what, 500, and then make 150 of them just normal, and then 100 of them or whatever, like autographed copies, and that's a higher price, and the thing like that. It goes on and on. But it's an interesting project, and it's going to be me my year. This is my year, so that's what my plans are, and that's why I changed my not my website, my Substack. I changed the name, and I want to make it so that people can see. One part is free, the important part will always be the important part to me, and the other ones are my this. Poet's Corner, that's what it's called. And then I started a new one where I'm reading my novellas, and that's going to be called, or is called, Pages After Dark. That goes out on Friday nights. Oh, looks like I got to do another reading right after this, I guess. That goes out Friday nights after 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I think, something in the evening. Well, it's supposed to be after dark. What am I going to do in the summertime, right? Oof. And then I want to make little commercials. I want to also make a little movie, a little plaything, 10 minutes, whatever, doesn't matter. And then I just want to, and then string it all together, like, sometime like September, October, or whatever, string it all together, make it like 5 or 6 hours or whatever, like it's a TV program. Because it's a TV channel, right? BTC-TV, channel 13 in Vancouver. I said it. It's a TV channel, so I want to make it into, like, I want to have programs. I want to do things and see what we can come up with. Interesting, challenging, creative. It's like, what else am I going to do? I'm old and retired. A face for radio. So, anyways, I'm going to read Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, Canto 1, stanzas 24 to 29, I think. 27. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I'm missing a page. Oh, damn. Well, good thing I looked, eh? There we go. 28. From 24 to 28, inclusive. Wow. Good thing. No wonder why the other one was so short. So, here we go. Childe Harold. Behold the hall where chiefs were late convened. Oh, dome displeasing unto British eye, with diadem hight foolscap, lo, a fiend, a little fiend that scoffs incessantly. There sits in parchment robed aride, and there his side is hung, and by his side is hung a steel and sable scroll, where blazoned glare names known to chivalry and sundry signatures adorn the roll, whereat the urchin points and laughs with all his soul. Convention is the dwarfish demon style that foiled the knights in merry Alva's dome. Of brains, if brains they had, he then beguiled, and turned a nation's shallow joy to gloom. Here folly dashed to earth the victor's plume, and policy regained what arms had lost. For chiefs like ours in vain may laurels bloom. Woe to the conquering, not the conquered host, since baffled triumph droops on Lusitania's coast. And ever since that martial synod met, Britannia sickens, Sintra, at thy name. And folks in office at the mention fret, and fain would blush, if blush they could, for shame. How will posterity the deed proclaim? Will not our own fellow nations sneer to view these champions cheated of their fame by foes in fight o'erthrown, yet victors here where scorn her finger points through many a coming year? So deemed the child, as o'er the mountains he did take his way in solitary guise. Sweet was the scene, yet soon he thought to flee, more restless than the swallow in the skies, though here awhile he learned to moralize, for meditation fixed at times on him, and conscious reason whispered to despise his early youth misspent in maddest whim. But as he gazed on truth, his arching eyes grew dim. To horse, he quits, forever quits the scene of peace, though soothing to his soul. Again he rouses from his moping fits, but seeks not now the harlot and the bowl. Onward he flies, nor fixed is yet the goal, where he shall rest him on his pilgrimage. And o'er him many changing scenes must roll, ere toil his thirst for travel can assuage, or he shall calm his breast, or learn experience sage. Well, there you go. I did it, and thank goodness I found the the last page. Yeah. See, I printed it big. That way I don't have to put my glasses on, because like my desk is a mess again. I don't know why. Yeah, actually I have to put them on, because now I got to read. I got to find them. Oh, there. It's hard to see because they're dark and they're in the shadows. I have to put this on, so there we go. So I can read Shakespeare's sonnet. Sonnet number 3. Here we go. Wish me luck. Look in thy glass, and tell the face thou viewest, now is the time that face should form another, whose fresh repair, if now thou not renewest, thou dost beguile the world, unbless some mother. For where is she so fair, whose uneared womb disdains the tillage of thy husbandry? Or who is he so fond will be the tomb of his self-love to stop posterity? Thou art thy mother's glass, and she in thee calls back the lovely April of her prime. So thou through windows of thine age shalt see, despite of wrinkles, this thy golden time. But if thou live, remembered not to be, die single, and thine image dies with thee. Well, that wasn't that bad. It could be better. It will get better. That's only sonnet number 3. I got 152 more, 151 more. I'm sorry, something like that. Isn't 154? Sorry, I should know this. I did take English lit. Yeah. And we had to read them, and I didn't like them back then. But now, as I've gotten older, things change. Things change. 154. There you go. And after that, we have A Lover's Complaint. Oh, no. Should I read that too? No. I'd take my glasses off. There we go. Actually, I look rather studious. Not. Anyways, so, yes, back to my page. So it's going to be tiered. Stories after 8 will be free. Those are my novellas. And then I got to come up with a name for my serials. I had something. Let me see if I can find it. What was I going to call it? Let's see. Is this former my strongest recommendations? This is the work of long-form fiction published in serial form for paid members. This is what I want to do. Option number 1. My clear recommendation. There you go. Okay, so yeah, so I ran this through ChatGPT so I could get an idea of what I want to call it. So it's going to be structured now. Stories after 8. Poetry, commentary, presence, atmosphere. That is not correct, but that's okay. I can fix that. Stories after 8. No free fiction readings. That is not correct either. Serial novels live in a clearly named paywalled place. Well, they're not live because I'm not reading them, am I? No. So top tier, strongest paid signals, my first recommendations. Fiction features. I don't like that. The Serial Desk. Signals, work in progress, craft, and continuity. That's very possible. The long story, the fiction room, the inner chapters. I don't know. So, thinking, let me see. This should appear fiction, pictures, chapter house. I'm thinking the chapter house, the charter house, the chapter house. I don't know. Give me an idea. The Serial Desk, the long story. No, because I'm short stories. Stories after 8. So I don't need that. The fiction room actually. The fiction room actually looks like it's an interesting idea because it's still going to be. This part is the Portal Club. That's what the membership is. You're part of a club. You can have wine. You can have coffee. You can have cookies. Of course, you have to do it yourself. I can't do it for you. I can have my own. I finished my coffee though, and that's a big one. Yeah, and I close that. Put that to the side. I can do that. It's my room. And damn, I gotta get dinner happening too, and I don't even know what I'm making. Ooh, that's bad. I may have to look that up. I just closed the book with my bookmarker. Here's my bookmarker. This is my bookmarker. Now, this bookmarker says on it, personal note to myself. Do not open until 2039, Christmas. I can't remember what's in it. I sealed it. See, and I'm not going to open it. I sealed it, and I wrote it, I think, around 1979. Before I was married, that's for sure. Anyway, let's see, I got married in 84. Yeah. So I published that in 1979. So I'd say I wrote it like 77, 78, 79, something like that. This was my plans for the future. I wonder how I did. I'm not going to open it until 2039, which is a long time, isn't it? Well, I could be dead. Who knows? Steve is. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Damn, that's a harsh one. Hard. Steve. Oh, I don't want to talk about him yet. Because he's a brother from another mother. He died. Nope, I'm not going to talk about it. Some of you do know the story. Some of you are very familiar with the story. Some of you don't. Some of you aren't, I should say. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. So I will talk about him eventually. I mean, like I just had his anniversary 5 days ago. The day in which he died. It was a cold, cold day. But that's because it was an Arctic outflow that had lasted longer than 3 days. Usually when it snows out here or it's cold or whatever, it's like it's gone within 3 days. It snowed for a day, and then it was gone. Within 3 days, the snow is gone. It snows 3 times a year around here. We haven't had our snowfall yet, but hey, it's only January. The coldest month of winter is January and February, and believe me, I know because I've fallen in the river every year for 10 years. I'd fall in the river. I worked on the boom. And when it's 7:30 in the morning and it's pitch dark and you're walking on a boomstick, those ones that you see them in shows. Boomsticks, they hold the booms together. When you walk on that, and there's a little tiny piece of bark, so it's like that big, and then you step on it. It's frozen because the waves are going over the logs during the course of the night, so it freezes there. When you step on it, it gives way, and you go with it right into the water over your head. Like, oh my god. And the worst part one time is this is the best actually. It's ironically it's so I fell in, and I had the wife had driven me to work. So she had my keys because they were in the ignition in the car, and she was going out to, I think she had to go to work or something as well. And so I didn't have anything to wear. Literally soaking wet from like right up to there because you always manage to keep your head above water. And so I had to sit, and it was 15 below Celsius. What's that like? Uh, 18 above. I don't know. I can't even remember how to do it anymore. Whatever. It is, but yeah, it's like a 20 Fahrenheit or whatever. And you fall into the river, it's cold. And so I had to sit in a pair of coveralls. And we used to have an oven in the boom shack, really small little thing from the 1950s. Turned that up to 500 and sit there with basically in it and try and keep warm. I didn't have any clothes to wear because I didn't have anything. I was wet. And so I didn't have to work. They wanted to drive me home, and I said, I can't. I don't have my keys to get into the house. Because usually you, okay, now this is the mill worker in me talking, okay? So usually when you fall into the river, you, your little dinky shrivels right up and you can't find it. And the only way you can find it is to push your finger up through your asshole so you can push it back out. There you go. I said it. And that wasn't an original. It comes from Sonny, who is also gone. His was a horrible thing as well. He had Lou Gehrig's, what is it, ALS. He had ALS, and I don't want to talk about other guys that died, but he had ALS. He complained he had a sore back, and he wanted to tell the company that he heard it at work, and so the company said, "Yeah, you know what? We don't really believe you. We think you should go and see our doctor. We want you to go and see our doctor so he can have a look." So that doctor took a look at him and diagnosed him, and came back and told him, like, dude, you got ALS. And he was gone within 2 years, just like that. The weird part was that one time I was over at my mother's, who at that time was 90, 91, 92, and she had a nurse that came in on the weekends. And that nurse was talking about a man that she was looking after who lived in Chilliwack, which wasn't far from where my mother was. And that's like 100 miles from here, almost 80 miles. And yeah, I'd go every weekend. And so then she was talking about this guy. And as she was talking, I started to weep and asked her if his name was Sonny. And she said, yes, it was. And I was like, wow, what a small world. And I had tears in my eyes. And she couldn't understand what it was. And I said, yeah, like he was the best. Yep. going to start again. And that's why I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff. I get really emotional because these guys meant the most to me. Sonny and Dieter. Dieter, early onset Alzheimer's, 52 years old, gone by 56. Unbelievable. Oof. Yeah, yeah. I don't, we don't talk about that. Yeah, I hit the escape button and turned it off accidentally. So I'm going to put a commercial here because I got another 4 minutes to talk. Oh, damn. Yeah. But it's a good thing because, like, I was talking about the friends of mine that died at work, and it's like horrible. Horrible. Just the way it is. It just goes that way. Life goes on, and then it doesn't. That's my motto now. And I live that one, definitely. Yep. Okay, so actually, I'll just tag this onto the end, and you won't even know it. Yeah, you will, but it don't matter. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to say this is your host Ben Woostenberg, and this has been Poets Corner on BTC-TV, Channel 13 in Vancouver. And hopefully, you'll stick around and pay attention to what's going on next. All right, here we go. I am going to say ciao for now, arrivederci, and I will see you next week at the same bat time and the same bat channel. Ciao for now.